Hello everyone, a Hatorah for you to take with you this Shabbos. When Yoshua enters Eretz Yisrael with the Jewish people, they conquer most of the land of Eretz Yisrael, but there are some parts that the Jewish people did not conquer. One of those places was the mountain upon which the Yevusi lived. They were a name of a people, and the tribe of Yehuda was not able to conquer them. Now our sages say that it's not actually they weren't able to, in other words, they were strong enough, but they really weren't allowed to. Why not? Why weren't they allowed to conquer them? Hashem told us to conquer the whole land of Eretz Yisrael, because, say our sages, that Abraham, their forefather, Abraham Avinu, had made a treaty with the king Avimelech, and the treaty was that they and their children and their grandchildren would be safe from one another. In other words, Abraham could not attack Avimelech, Avimelech could not attack him, and similarly, their sons and their grandsons were safe from any attack. And that was a treaty they made. Our sages say that the grandson of Avimelech lived a very long time, and he was still living at the time of the conquest of the Jewish people in Eretz Yisrael. And he lived amongst the Yevusi. And so when the Shevet of Yehuda and the tribe of Yehuda wanted to come and conquer it, they were confronted with this deal that Avram, their forefather, had made, that we can't attack the grandson of Avimelech. And therefore they were not able to, they're not allowed to, even though they were actually strong enough. In the time of David HaMelech, David the king, so this mountain that the Yevusi happened to be sitting on was Yerushalayim, Jerusalem. David HaMelech checks and finds out that sure enough the grandson has died, and so he proceeds and claims Yerushalayim as its capital. So that is the story of Yerushalayim. It was not originally conquered, but it was conquered in the days of David HaMelech, because the grandson of Abimelech had died. Now I saw somewhere, and I looked and I couldn't find, but this is too good for me to make up on my own, that is the meaning of the verse at the beginning of this week's Parsha. The Torah says that when Paro sent the Jewish people out, so Hashem did not want to take them derech Eretz Plishtim, the way of the land of Plishtim. In other words, Egypt was below Eretz Yisrael, and the fastest way is just to go straight up. That's the way that Abraham traveled when he went down to Mitzrayim. That's the way the brothers and Yaakov Avinu went down when they went down to Mitzrayim. So it's a straight path. But Hashem didn't want to take them that way. Rather, he took them a bit of a circuitous way. Why? So the verse says, because it is close, and because Hashem didn't want the Jewish people to be scared of war and turn around and go back to Mitzrayim, go back to Egypt. And the simple understanding is that since they just left Egypt, and if they're going to confront war, battle right away, so they won't have time to muster themselves, they won't have time to build themselves up, to get psyched up, so they'll just turn right around and run back to Egypt if they see war. That's the simple understanding. Since it's so close, they won't have time to muster themselves, and when they see battle, they're going to turn around. But if you look at the verse, it really sounds like it's two independent things. Number one, Hashem didn't want to take them because it's close. And then the Torah says, ki again, just because again, which sounds like a totally separate reason, and because if they would see war, they might turn around. So the first phrase of it's too close is its own independent reason. What does being close have to do with Hashem not wanting to take them that way? So I saw one of the commentaries that it's not close in distance. The Torah is saying it's too close in time. Too close in time to the original deal that Abraham made with Avimelech, because his kids and grandkids lived in Eretz Plishtim. Therefore Hashem couldn't take them derech Eretz Plishtim. He couldn't take them the way of the land of Plishtim, because it's too close to the time of the deal that Abraham made with Avimelech, and the Jewish people would not be allowed to conquer that part of Eretz Yisrael because the descendant of Avimelech was still living. Have a great Shabbos.